I've always been a bit of a tomboy. I love to ride horses, play sports, and go on adventures. I'm not really interested in the traditional feminine pursuits of my peers, like embroidery and dressmaking. But ever since I met Lord Ashton, I've found myself wanting to be more ladylike. Lord Ashton is everything I'm not. He's tall, handsome, and elegant. He's also charming, witty, and intelligent. When he first arrived at our estate, I was immediately drawn to him, but I knew that he was out of my league. One day, I was riding in the forest when I came across Lord Ashton. He was sitting on a rock, reading a book. I stopped to talk to him, and we chatted for a while. He was so easy to talk to, and I felt like I could tell him anything. After that day, I started to see Lord Ashton more and more often. We would go for walks in the forest, talk for hours on end, and even go riding together. I was falling for him hard, but I was afraid to tell him. I didn't want to ruin our friendship. One evening, we were sitting by the fire in the library. We had been talking for hours and I could feel the tension between us. Lord Ashton looked at me with his deep blue eyes and I knew that he felt it too. "Eloise," he said softly, "I have something to tell you." My heart started to race. I knew what he was going to say and I was both excited and terrified. "I love you," he said. "I've loved you since the first moment I saw you." I couldn't believe it. Lord Ashton loved me. I leaned in and kissed him. It was the most passionate kiss I've ever had. We spent the rest of the evening together, making love by the fire. It was the most magical night of my life. The next day, I woke up feeling like a new woman. I was in love, and I was loved in return. I couldn't believe how lucky I was. Lord Ashton and I continued to see each other in secret. We knew that our families would never approve of our match, but we didn't care. We were in love, and that was all that mattered. One night, Lord Ashton came to my room and told me that he had a plan. He said that he wanted to take me away to a place where we could be together without fear. I agreed, and we packed our bags and left that very night. We rode through the night until we reached a small village in the countryside. There, we found a small cottage, and we rented it for a week. It was the most blissful week of my life. We spent our days exploring the countryside and our nights making love by the fire. I felt like I was living in a dream, but all good things must come to an end. At the end of the week, we knew that we had to go back home. We couldn't stay in hiding forever. We said our goodbyes and promised to stay in touch. We knew that it would be difficult, but we were determined to make our love work. When we got back home, we told our families about our relationship. As expected, they were not happy, but we stood our ground. We were in love, and we were going to get married whether they liked it or not. Our families eventually relented, and we were married a few months later. It was the happiest day of my life. Lord Ashton and I have been married for over a year now, and we're more in love than ever. He's my best friend, my lover, and the father of my child. I can't imagine my life without him. One night, after our child had gone to bed, Lord Ashton and I were sitting by the fire. He took my hand and looked into my eyes. "Eloise," he said, "I love you more than words can say. You're the most amazing woman I've ever met. I'm so lucky to have you in my life." I smiled. "I love you too, Ashton," I said. "You're my everything." We leaned in, kissed, and made love. It was the same passionate, intimate experience we had shared on our first night together, and it was just as magical. Thanks for watching today's episode of The Love Alchemist. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for a daily dose of heartwarming romance and love stories and heartfelt moments. Join our community, and let's spread the love together.